checked all of our computers are very dated, and only one of the computers, which is the caretaker's computer, supports that operating platform. So actually it's a bigger piece, it's not just a bolt onto the existing equipment, it's actually a replacement of the existing equipment. So I asked him to go away. Currently there's a mixture of equipment. I think we've inherited stuff over the years and we've bolted bits on over the years. So rather than ask council to pay for the second screen, to pay for the docking station, it seemed right just to cost it as one go as to what we need to replace ready for October 2025. So what he's basically gone away and done, and he's looked at 3 laptops, but rather than have a PC as well as a laptop, because obviously we have the capability to work from home, he's looked at 1 laptop, 1 docking station and 2 screens, so the laptop would be the hard drive. So he's costed it on that. We would obviously we need 4 stations, we'd keep the existing computer that can take it and just add the additional screen to that, because that's for the caretakers only. But then for the other 3 computers and laptops that need replacing, we'd only replace with 1 laptop that would dock in for 2 screens. So that was the quote that came out for that upgrade, basically as a consideration as to next year's budget.
I mean, obviously that's a considerable sum, but we're talking about equipment, and unfortunately technology moves on quickly, doesn't it? I mean, I'm unsure how long we've had the equipment that's currently in use for, but I definitely, personally, I think it definitely needs to be considered.
We can't do the job, can we?
Exactly. And I think what you propose as well, that's currently what I know a lot of workplaces do now. It's a laptop and you link into your 2 screens and everything. It's all, that's like a standard sort of like setup. So it's a bit old-fashioned to have the old-fashioned PCs, and I think we've even got towers, haven't we, still?
Well, we certainly don't need both. At the moment I have a laptop and I have a tower. So when I work from home I've got the laptop and I've got the tower in the office. So this would be 2 components of one sort of thing. And obviously this is a consideration share to budget it in. I can still go away and get quotes from other suppliers and things like that, but it's to get it onto the budget.
Do we agree that it should be considered
I think so,
for the budget?
And I only have 1 more, and again this is just to give me permission, if the committee deem, to go away and explore it. I wasn't going to include this until probably next year, but we have a new starter with us. And one of the things that he's struggling with is the amount of paperwork. So I said to him, I will print a blank copy and I will laminate it for you so you can take around the village a blank pack. And it shocked me, so I thought I would bring it tonight. So one of the things when I started that shocked me is that we have a phone, but we don't have any PDA solution that when the caretakers are going around the village doing their checks, that you can just do it on a screen and do what you need to do. They use these, so every single sheet of this bar 1 is double-sided, and this is how they do all of their checks, fire checks, playground checks, all the different bits and pieces. So I would just put it to the committee whether they would allow me the opportunity to go out and see if we can price up an off-the-shelf PDA solution that can be app-based, that we could potentially load up all of these checks onto it quite easily, so that the caretaker, when they come onto shift, they can pick their phone up and their list of jobs for that day that needs to be checked, whether it be playground, whether it be fire checks, weekly, daily, monthly, whatever it is. I don't know how much that would cost, so this would just be a consideration to allow me to cost it up for budget.
Can I just say to you, if we keep to this system, there's the time element in transcribing all that information onto the system as well, which that must take a lot of time to do that, if that's done on a weekly basis or whenever.
Some of it's
daily basis, but I think you save a lot of time doing it if you had like on your phone. I think that's the way forward, really.
So this is a request just to be able to cost it and then bring it back to council as part of the budget. And I'll give this to our new caretaker after this meeting.
Do we all agree with that?
Yeah.
From Jeremy? Yeah. It's a little bit shocking how much paperwork there is there to do, isn't it? So,
that's me done, sorry. Yeah, that's all.
I got something like that.
Yeah.
I'm joking, I'm
No,
joking.
it's exactly, it's for staff, isn't it? So it's definitely that.
Are there any other considerations people might have a little bit of time to think about? Again, if anything comes up, I suppose email yourself
Yeah,
and...
there's lots of time.
Yeah, we've still got time. Okay, I'll move on to item 8 then. So, to receive an extension quotation until 31st March 2024 for the outsourced RFO services due to expire on 30th November 2024.
I'd just like to point out I have made a typo on the agenda, it should say 2025.
Yes, that would be.
Can you tell I had minimal time for this one?
No, that's a 2025.
So I will just need to note on the meeting minutes that it is to 2025.
Okay, so it's March 2025 to November 2025.
So it expires on the 30th of November 2024 currently.
Sorry, yes.
So it's to push it out to the end of the financial year. It is
Yes.
budgeted for, it's just
I'm with you, yeah.
technicality on
Sorry,
the
yes.
contract expires. And it would be the same price that we're paying now, there's no increase, it's just to bring it in line with the end of the financial year.
Yeah, okay. Thoughts, comments?
Makes it more straightforward, doesn't it?
Yeah. I propose then that we go through the action to extend the quotation to March 25. Can I get a second then? Sharon seconding. All in favour? Thank you very much. Excellent. Item 9 then. To consider higher charges and booking requirements for organised groups using Parish Council public open spaces.
Do you mind, Chair, if I just very quickly?
Go for it, yeah. Thank you.
As it's the same committee, you'll remember that recently, I think it was earlier on in the year, we looked at higher charges. And one of the things that the committee discussed was we've had some requests, or we've been made aware of people using the public open space, and we haven't got any policy in place currently in how we manage that. I think you remember the exercise group that we're using, Carbridge, so one of my actions was to go away and see what other parish councils are doing, because obviously you don't want to, put a barrier in place to people using public open space, and it's very hard to cost for it anyway. So after speaking to towns and parish councils, the rule of thumb is nobody charges to use public open space, is what we thought. But what they do is that they do ask to see a copy of a risk assessment. If it's an organised professional group that are doing it, such as that's a fitness camp, you would ask to see a copy of their risk assessment, and you would ask to see a copy of their public liability insurance. So it is, other town and parish councils just do those 2 simple steps, keep it on file, and the class goes ahead as per it would any other room.
Yeah. Can I just ask, do they use the toilets or anything?
No.
They're not hiring any part of our buildings?
No, that would go through then the normal costing.
Okay.
This would be just for somebody that wants to use the park to do
Okay.
yoga or an exercise class,
Yeah.
is what we've seen.
I think, with what you come back with, I think that's acceptable, isn't it?
So I'll write that into the process then if that's...
Yeah, we're all in favour of that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Excellent. Okay, so that was item 9. So item 10, public closes, commissions, the meeting, press and publicly excluded from the remainder of the council. So thank you very much everyone for attending. Cheers, Sean. And,